Okay, the recording has started. Uh, those of you who are not talking, please mute yourself. First of all, I'd like to welcome everyone to our last tea time with AuthorAID of this time of the year 2022. I really hope that you had an wonderful academic year 2022, and as we move towards 2023, we are trying to do scholarly reflection on 2022. We have our host. Uh, Sorry, please mute yourself if you are not talking. Thank you. We have our host, Yusuf Hassan Wada, with us today. I'd like to welcome him. Thank you so much for joining in. Uh, Yusuf is a pharmacist and currently works as an executive assistant at Society for Family Health. He is a youth ambassador, young leader of the International AIDS Society, and fellow alumnus of IAS AVAC, Advocacy for Cure Academy towards an HIV cure. He also serves as a member of the Pediatric Adolescent Virus Elimination Community Advisory Board and also serves as representative of PAVE on the National Institute of Health, Martin Delaney Collaboratory for HIV Cure Research. He has published research papers, presented in local and international conference, and also writes for many blogs. I'd like to welcome Yusuf here today. And also I'd like to hand over to him to continue this further. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Asta. Very honored to be here. I know it's been a busy year for many of us. We actually have gone a long way through from January to this. And also it has been a good year that we could say, I know many could have many reflections, especially when the past years were actually had many challenges. Challenges such as the COVID pandemic, the economic downturn, and many other things that have actually happened in the past few years. 2019 to 2021 has actually been a challenging year for many of us. But truly 2022, I know a lot of people here would like to share what they have learned and actually would like to say one or two things, especially when we look around, even at the AuthorAID, there were a lot of things that happened in the community. I know many have joined us, maybe through a lot of processes. Maybe people have taken these the online courses, the social sciences. Maybe they have served as facilitators. Some have been recruited, had joined the Leaders Hub. Some have actually engaged in one way or the other. So I congratulate everyone that we have actually gone a long way in this regard, and also welcome everyone to the family of the AuthorAID community. Very, very inspiring. And I could say actually AuthorAID have actually geared a lot of things that happened to me, give me the inspiration, push the hard work, and even tell me to do what not to do. We actually have a lot of sessions that happen that we can have mentorship session to even know what really is and how to start. I can also say maybe very honored that maybe Subeide has said maybe a lot of things, but basically to clarify, I'm actually an early career likewise, but it has actually been fulfilling one to maybe say all the bios you have said are actually things I have actually got almost this year. I welcome everyone, like she has said. And maybe, I don't know, Subeidi, do we have anything, some update from the community? Maybe the things, some update that we have before we dive in. Maybe around the courses, maybe around programs the AuthorAID does. Maybe we have new people here.
No, we don't have any such updates as of now.
Okay, thank you so much. Basically, we're here to actually, with the topic, scholarly reflection of 2022. Just like I've said, we have a lot of progresses, we have a lot of advances. I know many have published their literatures in Q1 journals. Maybe some people have pushed, not really accepted, maybe under reviews, maybe have gone for these conferences, capacity building, and many other things. I know many people, and I know many people are from maybe countries all over Africa that have a lot of things to actually give us. So maybe just keep it maybe after I've just shared some key backgrounds that maybe we'll just accept some people to actually share what they have done. And just to actually say, I know many people have had some big hits or maybe big misses. So it's actually here to just to reflect on what we have done. Maybe people will actually learn lesson learned, maybe share experiences. And also some I know have actually faced some challenges that are very peculiar. People will share some key concern they have actually done. Just to actually dive in what we do, maybe I will just share a bit of my story of what really happened to me, especially as a young career or early career person, to actually just show maybe some key challenges I have actually does. So Betty, can you confirm you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Just like I've said, our own topic or what we'll actually reflect is what the scholarly reflection for 2022. Just like I've said, like AuthorAID have actually have blogs, mentorship courses, Google discussion, we do collaboration, Leaders Hub, and everything, which have actually ignited a lot of things for me. Basically, as an early career that joined an NGO this year, just I would like to share some reflections so that I'll just open the floor that people will share new lessons, the challenges, and also the limelight or even some key things that they have done for the year so that we can actually learn lesson from there. Just trying to show this actually, we know about this. AuthorAID is an online networking event for AuthorAID community. I know everyone is part of the community so that we can talk, we can make connection, we can get advice. So today we are actually in the right place to talk, to make those connections, to get those advice. Um, I love to actually share my talks every day. I want to start with just a reflection of a quote. This is actually a quote from Goethe, showing knowing is not enough. We must apply. Willing is not enough. We must do. I know many of us yesterday watched the World Cup. Argentina won. I know a lot of players have actually have applied a lot of things and were willing to actually push a lot. We actually saw Messi yesterday. We're very happy for over 2 decades. He has actually played for Argentina in various World Cup, but he haven't got it. So that's actually consistency and also knowing or even applying what he needs. So basically, I know many of us might have published a Lancet in Nature, but I know there's actually a lot of things that really happen. So this is the right place to actually share what we have learned. Just to continue, sorry, my slide. Just to give a just reflection, like I've said, I'll actually open the floor for few people to actually tell us what is their big hits and what is their misses in 2022. But before I do that, actually my big hits, that's the things I do well, was actually a lot of travels. I like a lot of travels. So this year my commitment was actually I set a goal that I would like to travel, got my own passport this year. And basically, I've traveled to 5 countries across 3 continents, basically having a glimpse of all what it is. And this have actually been sponsored by this have actually been sponsored by science. What I have done researches and also I have actually got them for free. I have actually traveled to Canada for the AIDS 2022 conference. I have actually traveled to the Cure Academy in South Africa in Durban and also in Johannesburg. I've actually traveled to Rwanda for the CHOM. I've actually Commonwealth. I've actually traveled to US for the persistence meeting. These are actually some of the key things, some key goals I've actually reflected to have in this year. So one of my big hits for this year have actually been travel. For publication, I've actually published 7 literatures, peer-reviewed. And one of the key things I actually reflect is that I actually said that maybe in this year I'll publish a Lancet. We actually submitted 2 literatures, which you could see how resilient have worked. But we couldn't get published. But I was actually called to actually send a commentary, and it's actually published. So I've actually learned new skills that have actually helped me in even this travel and publication. One of the key things is resilience and key communication skills, which have actually helped. New experience have actually been part of these key trends. I have learned new culture, new social ways of life, new people, new friends. All those are key experience. But some key misses I have and things I think I need to improve is that I have an imposter syndrome. I have a missed travels that even sometimes I miss some travel because I don't know how the processes are. I couldn't get visas and some distractions sometimes, maybe social media distraction. They are very good, which you could see in some ski slide. But basically for now, I could say there were some distractions, especially on social media and other things. So those are key distractions. And I would like maybe 3 or 5 people to actually share us with what they have actually learned, what they have actually done, things they do well, and things to improve. Maybe who go first? Maybe Ashta will actually moderate the session, maybe to see people. Or I'll do that. Let me just try. Chuku, I can see you. Okay, Daniel, I can see you. Go on.
Yeah, good afternoon from my side and good day to where everybody is because I know we're in different time zones. So, yeah, good day to everybody. So, yeah, this year 2022
Or maybe
was
before you go, Daniel, please your name and maybe your country so that we should actually connect here.
all right. All right. My name is Daniel Olunu. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a final year medical student of the Obafemi Awolowo University in Nigeria. So talking about our hits and misses in 2022. So yeah, in 2022, I got to know about AuthorAID and I had a nice time with them when I took the research course for the sciences because I've always been interested in research and all of that. And earlier this year, before I got to know about AuthorAID, I applied to published in the journal of my school, but my application was rejected. But that didn't stop me. I said, well, probably because I didn't have much ideas about research and journaling. Then I found out about the author aid and I took the research course and yeah, I got to know quite a lot more about research and journaling. Yeah, it was a very helpful course for me, and I'm still thinking that I'm going to apply for the journaling in the club next year, and hopefully I will be accepted. And still looking for other opportunities concerning research and journaling, even as a medical student. And before I get out into the world and all of that, just having to improve my skills. Yeah, I think basically that's what I just have to say.
Okay, thank you so much, Daniel. It's actually very inspiring to hear you. I'm also from Nigeria, and also I know how it is. I know how you are very hardworking, and also trying to do that. Basically, I'm very happy to see AutoAid was part of your commitment for this year, and have really shaped your career or shaped your even thinking about maybe research. And I know many people here are open for collaboration, maybe based on your interests, maybe based on what you need. So maybe I will find a time to actually talk around those key interests so that we can actually network and collaborate. There's also a mentorship program. I don't know if it is up, but I know it's actually happening. So you can meet mentor to actually share ideas and also collaborate. Maybe do we have anyone who would like to share his big misses or his big hits? I can see many people, Tabitha, Damilola, Daniel, Deborah, Dr. Barbara, Dr. Suhasini, Elizabeth, Flora, Francisca, Adedeji, Imam, Josephine, Lydia, Nafisa, Paul. So plus, someone should just so that we can move on very sharply. We have an hour. Paul, you can go on, please. Unmute and go on.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and good day to every one of us. I'm Paul Hassan Ilegus. I'm a senior lecturer and a chief community health officer from Ondo State College of Health Technology, Akure in Nigeria. And this year has been a good year for my research work. I discovered that this year I published two papers, and one chapter was committed to Intake Open, which I really thank God for that. Then also I got some invitations to commit some research papers, which I'm still working on, and hopefully before the year, if I will be able to submit like 2 of my papers for publications. Then also my experience, I've really gained with the networking that I have with AuthorAID and the Africana Journal and some of the research centers in UK, which I started working with in February this year. And this has really developed my research skills, and I've really gained a lot from them. Then I also received some invitations to present papers in some international conferences of public health and primary health care. But due to some lack of sponsors, there was one that's supposed to be held in Rome and one in Paris, which all my abstract has been submitted and accepted, but unfortunately, there was nobody to sponsor. So I have to shelve it. So then when we talk about distractions, there are distractions because I lecture and I have a lot of students supervising their projects and being a health institution. So I have a lot to supervise their practicum and so on and so forth. So, but then I thank God that we are still coping, and hopefully by 2023, I'm believing God that at least I'll be able to do more than what I've done this year. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Paul. Very happy to see some Nigerians sharing experience. And basically, before we go to the next person, one of the key things I actually saw is actually sometimes a commitment for our government and others to actually talk around maybe research, in the sense that I can remember in the past 8 months, there was actually an ASU strike, that the academic lecturers were actually on a strike for almost 8 months. And I know it actually hampered a lot of, or it actually distracted a lot of researches, a lot of output, and even a lot of investment that were actually being put in place. And I know it's actually one of the key messages, especially from this aspect of the world, Nigeria, and also in London too. I saw there was actually issues around that, especially now that we are facing an economic downturn and some key distraction around the financial aspect. Thank you so much for sharing, Dr. Paul. And I know maybe it's actually something that one can share, maybe his experiences around maybe getting sponsorship in research. I was able to secure like 5, but I know it actually deals with maybe being a young person, because one of the key things I noticed is there's a lot of commitment toward engaging young people into these key conferences to meaningfully engage them. So if you're a young person here, there's a lot of opportunities you can leverage in these key conferences before you actually reach those stages that they might think you have a lot of money like before. Thank you so much. Maybe someone will go next. We'll actually take the last one so that we can actually move on. We don't have a lot of time. Anyone?
Nafisa has shared her reflection on chat box.
Okay,
I
let
think
me.
I'll read it. Are you going to read it? Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I'll read it. Nafisa, I can actually see your comment. Or may you read my sharing? Yeah, okay, I'll do that. Nafisa from Sudan. My hit in 2022, I traveled and passed my midterm exam as a second PhD student. Oh, congratulations on behalf of the AuthorAID community. I gain new skills through scientific workshop through AuthorAID like art programming and other symposium conferences. My thesis I could not publish in 2021. It is a must to publish in 2023. I'm also suffering from social media distraction, which wastes a lot of time. Furthermore, I miss a clear plan and be most disciplined my goals. And congratulations, Tafisa. It's actually a big thing to actually pass your second PhD exam, because it's actually very, very important. Maybe moving from the transition from your coursework to actually the main research aspect. So we congratulate you on behalf of the AuthorAID community to actually for this giant stride, and also for gaining new skills, which are very important, like the art programming, which I would like to invite everyone here to actually take those key opportunities. And also the symposium for conferences happening here is very important, because you network there, you get new opportunities, and also see a lot of things happening that is actually different from your key environment. For the social media distraction, I feel it's actually something for all of us. And I hope before we finish this program, I hope we'll actually talk around issues around maybe funding and also social media distractions, which are very, very important so that people can actually share what they have done. Missing a clear plan is actually the next slide, what I'll do that actually have helped me to actually bring my big hits in this year. Oh, thank you so much for sharing all this. Subaidi, is there any comment that I missed out so that we can actually move? Okay, I can see Batanaga saying I'm a PhD in human genetics and practice recycling chemistry. Oh, that's beautiful because I know this, I haven't heard of this combination, maybe looking around the genetic, which is actually something that deals with molecular biology, I could say, or even looking around the genomics. But now he's also saying practicing recycling chemistry, which is actually more of an environmental science. So you could see how the diversity is, and some people who have double passion can actually look around it. Trying to set up my own company. Oh, that's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. Congratulations, doctor. And open this to studentship and tests. So this is actually an opportunity that many of us who are really involved into maybe the genetics science, that's more of a molecular science, are looking around how to recycle chemistry, which is actually more of like environmental, that will give you a lot of money. So if you need that opportunity or you're interested, or you're looking around studentship or tests, is actually very, very, very open to collaboration and also other things. Don't forget before we move on, hold your cup. My cup is here, and grab your favorite tea. I know many people are from African countries. We have one of the best, so grab your own and let's continue. Thank you for sharing your big hits and misses. And basically, I'll share some key slides that make me to address some. Just like I've said, just the reflections. Like I've said, I'm a pharmacist and I currently work as an executive assistant and also a health policy associate at Society for Family Health Nigeria, which is the biggest Nigerian NGO. So you could actually see how happy I am this year. I actually got this job after finishing my study in 2020. Did my we do a mandatory course, a mandatory program for everyone who undergo a bachelor degree. We have actually finished that. So I got this job, which I didn't even apply. So, and also I actually become a youth ambassador and a young leader for the International AIDS Society, which is the largest society for HIV in the world. And I actually become their fellow in the same year at the Advocacy for Cure Academy, which I actually undergo in South Africa, Durban this year, and just finished it in November. And also I serve as the community advisory board for the Pediatric Adolescent Virus Elimination, which is actually a research consortium, basically from Johns Hopkins University, which is led by Professor Deborah Pishwat, which has actually been involved in what they call HIV research in pediatrics. And basically I serve even the collaborator at the National Institute for Health Collaboratory, which is for HIV cure research. So basically what they do is finding HIV cure, but I'm not a researcher in the lab to actually say I'm finding HIV cure. So what they do is that they actually involve the community to shape the science, to break down the science to people or the community so that they will know what is really happening. I also bring about social and behavioral aspect. So that's basically what I do. And I publish like 7 papers, also presented in some key abstracts. So those are key things I actually have gone through the science in 2022. This actually making impact as an early career. I actually wanted to put a lot of pictures, but it's actually late. So these are some key experiences. This was in Canada, it was in US. This was also in South Africa. I wanted to share some in Rwanda, so but I actually didn't have a concept to actually upload some key people, especially where it's going online. Basically, one of the key things that really shaped my life is actually priority. What do I prioritize as my core values? Basically, which really helped me to actually go top of this ladder. One is that I actually feel one of the key important things that have actually for years become one of my key losses or misses were actually faith and resilience. I feel when applying for a job or when applying for an opportunity, I will just feel like, no, this opportunity is actually not for me. because I'm just a young person. Why will I just apply for this? So this year I really reinstate that when I prioritize my core values, such as being this, even if I feel I am actually resilient and everything will be better, it's just that I didn't apply. Even I got rejection, it's actually a key improvement time. So family and friends are very important in the sense that they actually give you some sober reflections of what really is happening. Community engagement is actually very important in the sense that a lot of opportunities in this 21st century actually talk about what do you do for your community after you have left. What will you do for your friends? What do you do for your immediate community? How do you change their lives? So it's very important that for now, for everything you are going to prioritize, take around your community. What are you going to do? For personal development was actually also very important because to pass some key careers, I feel like personal development was very key important for me because what do I gain? I'm going for a conference. The first key things I reflect is that what do I gain? What do I make out of it? For me, I actually reflect in two things. Am I making connection and what am I gaining? If I'm not gaining new connections or I'm not gaining anything from it, I feel it's actually a waste of time, if it means traveling. So reflective vision is actually very important in the sense that I have actually set a vision for myself. I want to become this. I want to become I'm a policy expert. So those key vision are actually reflected in everything I do. Does it reflect my core values or it become a distraction? Very important for me. How do I even set my vision? I look around, it's actually a pictorial diagram of what I do. Basically at the tip of the pyramid, from maybe alignment and implementation of my goals to my key strategy to how I even set my mission and how I even set this vision. So this vision implies change or even challenge I even set as a high standard. So also I look around maybe what is the main key 21st century skill that I'll get, which I feel in this opportunity I applied that have actually make me to be better. I felt these communication skills have actually made me to be one of my key hits. I actually have that opportunity to actually communicate with people, understand, and also even implement some key ideas. That was very happy that actually have me implement some of my key goals I have set. Looking around critical thinking and problem solving skill. Basically, anyone that is funding you or even giving you some key things would like you to actually be a problem solver because there's a lot of problem. If you are doing your PhD thesis, you are solving a problem. If you are going to conference trying to present, you're actually bringing new solution to problem or even highlighting those key problems. And also, I learned about collaboration and accountability. I need to collaborate, very, very key important for me to actually scale through in those key things. And also flexibility and self-direction. If you don't have flexibility, because some key opportunity will come at the die-hard time that you actually see them. I can remember applying for the leadership hub, which actually AuthorAID actually sent. I saw the opportunity 2 hours to closing and I sent. Actually, I didn't got it, but I actually was inducted part of the hub as a leader, not really as a facilitator that applied. So those are key things that reflect creativity and imagination. I was actually reflecting the day before yesterday, actually reviewed some donor activity. I was invited as a reviewer. Almost 1,000 people applied for that activity, but only 300 people were actually shortlisted. I actually check around to see what was brought those 300, but that 305 people will apply. The main key thing was actually looking around creativity and imagination and also leadership as a young person. People are trying to give you money for free, but what are you going to do with that money? You need to show accountability and also need to show collaboration across cultural barrier, because I'm inviting you to actually a country. How do you even adapt? How do you learn some key things that you feel is very important? So those are 21st century skills. I feel they are very important, has really helped me. I'm looking around passion. One of my key things, one of my goal was actually being part of the international community to do. I can remember at the AIDS conference, I didn't apply for this. I just got a message that because of my key skills, like my communication skills around HIV, I was actually shortlisted. Basically, Saskia is actually from Canada, but she was actually she's actually working in South Africa. But basically here, I was the only non-professor that was actually brought here at the age of 25, saying maybe, or 24, trying to be part of the international rapporteurs that actually wrote the whole report and also assess, even review the also what really happened at the 824-22 conference. What really brought me out was really the passion, because I actually believe passionately on my goals and actually have a positive outlook that it will happen. When I got this, I'll feel like, no, I can't do that, but I actually make it up. So after that, because of my key skills, I also didn't apply for the Q Academy. Almost 1,000 people applied. So I actually single-handedly called to actually join because of. So the passion I have for HIV was one of the key things that brought me. I'm not a clinician. I don't work in any clinic. I'm a pharmacist. Basically, all of them are also clinicians. What basically brought here to actually see that, yes, you can actually translate the science in simple language they like. So come and join the team, which I actually did. We actually did a great job, which we did, and actually get a lot of recommendation for that. Focus was really important. After we actually did our portfolios, I was actually part of the few people, very 20 people were called to actually launch the UNH report. You could see here was Geneva. This was actually the UNH boss from Geneva, and also this was what's his name? The US Global Ambassador on HIV/AIDS. We were actually at the launch of Endangered report that actually shows everything. This was actually the scientific committee that actually wrote the report. You could see them here. Basically, almost one or two people that are actually from the block. I'm here wearing my traditional attire. Basically, here people are from maybe high income countries and have more ideas. But one of the key things is that you prove your worth every day. Because I have actually proved my worth as a young person, I feel that was why I was bring about. So that actually been focused, is part of the bigger picture, and also increase productivity for me, or even decrease a lot of things. So visibility is very, very important. Basically, in everything we do as a researcher, you need to be visible. Even when you are actually applying for some key AuthorAID opportunity, they will ask for visibility. What have you done? So basically, I was on Twitter. I just saw this Laura Waters, who is actually the head of the British HIV and also the NHS boss, just send me a message. Congratulations for being part of the IS conference organizing committee, which I was not been part, I didn't apply for it. And also this Prof. Adiba, the IS president, congratulating me because I have actually been writing a lot of things on social media. So that what really brought this trust or even to communicate was actually visibility. I don't mean visibility on social media, but visibility in a very aspect. If maybe a professor here or doctor want to know that, do you have passion? She will go to maybe ResearchGate, to Science Direct, to PubMed, or even Google Scholar to know that, do you even have visibility to actually take a research collaboration so that you don't actually waste their time or even waste their energy. So those are actually things. So as a researcher today, if you don't have those key account like ResearchGate and other place, I hope you actually does that. This actually visibility, like even at the conference, I was actually there's the president actually showing my picture and showing that how hard work and also commitment I have showed. There's actually a dinner I was hosted by some key people, which I was actually paid for this, but really I was even there, and it was actually very successful. Looking around resilience, I feel it's actually a skill that especially young people need to do, is because we need to recover from some setbacks and also adapt. Because we were rejected as not. This is Public Health in Practice, which is actually a journal on Elsevier. I can remember I sent three articles were actually all rejected last year and this year. So ending last year, I sent an article and I was actually accepted, and also this year it's actually accepted. What really brought that? It was actually resilient. If I could have actually taken it to my head that maybe because I was rejected thrice, I won't go to the journal. No, that's not it. You actually need to go by, it's actually a skill. Looking around resilience also, we also know how Lancet actually have been. So throughout this year, I actually sent a journal. I actually sent a report. It was actually a manuscript to actually. On that day I sent it, you could see September 12th. On September 12th, I was actually rejected. So after that, I feel like, no, I don't need to. A Lancet is actually a dream journal for me. Let me actually check on my dream. I actually sent, and you can see accept. It's actually accepted in Lancet, one of the best journals in the world. I think I've come to the end around what I wanted to share. And I would like maybe 3 to 5 people. I know we have elders, we have teachers, we have some key people, elders, some even people that can actually reflect on what really they have had and how they have overcome some of these challenges, like those social media distractions, like maybe some multitasking and others we have seen. So I would like to also invite maybe 1 or 2, 3 people. We have 15 minutes maybe to take those key things. So 5 minutes for everyone, 3 people, so that they can actually share what they have actually learned and also reflect on what 2022 have done to them before we go on our resolution for 2023. So who will actually go first to share his actually what he has learned for 2022, so that we can actually move to our goal set for 2023. So over, and I am looking forward to who should do that. A volunteer, please. Please, do we have a volunteer? A volunteer, please, so that he could actually share what we could do and also share what we should learn. Or should I call names? Elizabeth, Faith, Felicia, Flora, Francisca, Imam, Isa, Josephine, Nafisa, Intendi, Paul, Regina, Shukra, Shushmita. Yes, Shushmita has been actually someone sharing some key reflections. She's actually someone I think I have learned a lot from. Can you share? Paul, is it a legacy hand, or do you want to raise some details? If you want to share.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So with all that I've achieved this year, there are distractions, but I think as researchers that are aspiring, we should be more self-disciplined, so that, because without self-discipline, success does not come easy that way. I remember at times I walk throughout in the middle of the night, working on my abstract, working on papers, and doing a lot of academic work. So success and fun are not friends to each other. So for us to be successful as researchers, we must be disciplined. And I've there are a lot of grants that I received this year, to proposal to write. I wrote this year, I wrote 2, which were rejected, but that one does not deter me in preparing, because I want to believe that for one to get up, you must have started to crawl. So at least before standing, you must crawl. So those are those things. The challenges must come, but then we should have the ability to bounce back. And that is what is known as resilience. We should be able to bounce back, and we should stay focused, because I remember this year I've targeted that at least with all the researches that I've done, I should be able to publish 5, but as at now, I've published 2, and I'm hoping that before the end of the year before the year runs out, I should be able to submit the next 2. So, but then next year will be a better year, so that I plan ahead, because we should have also our work plan, our activity plan. We should schedule what to do, because you cannot just have, if there are plans, there are distractions, there are a lot of threats too to our profession, to our career. But if we can set our goals properly, we prioritize, then I believe we'll get to where we are going. So that is from my hand, sir.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Paul. You could see he actually reiterate the importance of resilience, and also the importance of actually pushing up for the hard work. So not everything come easy. You actually need to push. Nothing will come, maybe someone will just tell you, come and publish. You actually need to set those goals and actually reflect on them to set a vision to actually fulfill them. And also from his talk, I actually wanted to pick out one key thing. Sometimes it's not about quantity, and also it's about quality. Sometimes you actually publish, later you actually think, why did I even publish in this small journal? Is it because sometimes even the impact is actually less, but you actually reflect on the quality, very important, and also the key resilience is very important. I can see Francisca hand up, so please unmute and go up, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity to speak. Let me start by saying really kind of impressed with your achievements so far. I'm also a pharmacist. And I also went through the chat. I found out that a number of persons, just like myself, I just finished my NYC this year. Usually is a training. Those in Nigeria, they're the ones that go through that. So throughout this year, I've devoted it to improving myself, developing my skills, preparing myself for graduate studies.
Well, that's
So
good.
my major, I think for this year actually, it's been just about growing myself, and I hope to reap the fruits, like start seeing the results from next year. And also, I want to mention that for those of us, you've been talking about resilience, and it's very, really very important. I want to encourage those of us that talked about having wish to make a publication and couldn't land it. I saw some of them in the chats. I still to encourage you, just like myself. You keep working on yourself. Finally, you will land that feat that I've been looking forward to. So mine is really about encouraging us. It not been easy this year. Some challenges were there, and for my successes, I think I was able to accomplish some adding value to myself through taking up some online courses, including the AuthorAID, the research and proposal writing in the sciences. It's one of the courses that I did that actually added value to myself. Like, it really exposed me to research writing and publications. So I encourage those of us that are still in the pipeline, working on, and maybe I've not started really seeing those papers and all that, to keep working hard. It's going to pay. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Francisca. Very inspiring. Just to tell you, I actually finished my service this year in March. No, we finished this year. Yeah, in March I finished my service, and some key things have gone. Just like you have said, actually, the hard work really pays off when you actually push it up. And some key things, I know sometimes we actually look around some courses. Why do we do them? Maybe proposal and grant writing. Just to assure you, there's what the world called VUCA, where VUCA is actually what describe what really the world we are, the world of vulnerability, uncertainty, and complex, and also some key things like that. Basically, what really happened is the world is looking around some people who have key skills. You could hear the development world, maybe the NGOs, the partners, the a lot of agencies now look around people who actually have a lot of knowledge around proposal writing. The new business development sector is actually booming because there's a lot of things happening, especially in low middle income countries and also in the global south. People are looking around who will actually sit down, look around complex challenges to actually write proposal and grant for them. So those are people that are well paid, and they have actually those leverage, because when you have those key experience, you actually have opportunities to leverage, because people are looking around who actually solve the solutions for them. There are actually a lot of fundings coming in from USAID, a lot of aids coming in. But sometimes even to sit down to reflect on all those key ideas, it takes a business development ideas to actually put them through. So I'm very happy to you. Congratulations for your passing out, and also for pushing some commitment and hard work through actualizing those key goals. I know 2023 will actually be better for all of us. So I think it's something to learn for her. And also, if you haven't taken the course, it will be coming up soon. So take that opportunity to actually develop, because it actually have key implications in especially proposal writing, in business development for a lot of sectors. Even government like now actually recruit people who are in new business development to look for funding from key partners. So thank you so much, Francisca, once again. Maybe to add one person. One person plus need to add, so that we can actually take one person to add around his key reflection for 2022 before we go on how to set agenda for 2023. Anyone? I know many of us has actually, okay, Nafisa will, let's go on. Francisca, can you help us mute yourself so that Nafisa can go on, please? Oh, thank you. Nafisa, I saw your hands up. I think Nafisa is out. Maybe is there anyone who would like to share?
Sorry, Nafisa typed something in the chat box. I think she cannot talk. We can read
Okay.
from.
Okay. Let me just read it out. Okay, Nafisa said, what I have learned in 2022 is to follow the success plan, be motivated, have a clear plan. She just reiterate what I have said, actually setting a vision, setting a goal, realistic and also smart. I'm not really saying maybe I'm actually trying to publish in Nature or in Lancet. There are actually some key models. I'm not saying they are the biggest, but trying to say they are key models for a lot of people. But you are actually not even looking around, how do I even know how to write a manuscript? So those are key things. Some key things we could actually learn from her is that we need to set smart and also realistic, not unrealistic goals. Study smarter. I remember always small always win. Yeah, I actually have a key slide. I actually want to close with that. Small win, big impact. So increase confidence and consistency. Yeah, very important, because everyone who would like to give you an opportunity, he want to spend money, he want to invest on you, he want to give you a job. If you don't have the confidence, no matter how good you are, he doesn't need you. Because the main key thing, there are times by which I feel some hard times that maybe no one is informed, but you are informed, but you don't have the confidence to actually build them out. So it's very important. It's actually one of the key skills someone need to learn: increase confidence and consistency. Yeah, very consistent, and take responsibility for what we want to change. Yeah, you need to actually take responsibility. No one can take responsibility of anything other than you. It's only you that can actually change. And no matter what you face as barriers, you are not the only one who takes problem. Yeah, basically, like I have said, I actually have some key problem I face. At AuthorAID, they actually wanted to recruit some key facilitators for AuthorAID courses. I told you I applied, but they were impressed by maybe my application and actually put me on the substitute, which is actually part of the leaders of. So those are key things. I didn't achieve what I want, but I feel that I actually did my best to actually do that. Even on some key slide, I actually showed some journals that we actually sent that we actually got rejected. So that's how it is. This is actually just a tips of the iceberg. We actually send a lot of things, but it's just that some key sources that you know. So you might see people showing their success, but they have actually been under a lot of pressure, a lot of problems. So actually be out, collaborate, very important. One key thing about research is that you can't do it all. I can tell you I have very less skills on maybe research analysis, because the more you see, the more you learn. The more you see, the more you learn. Because I actually, there was a time we did a research, very good paper, very good idea. It was actually rejected. So we were actually not happy. So we actually read the reviewer comment. He actually said we should do an analysis. I can tell you when we actually pitch to collaborate with someone that is actually good, he said, no, this is a very basic research that we have done. This is a very basic analysis that we have done. You actually did a lot of things that I can't even interpret myself. But it actually improves journal. That's the power of collaboration. People bring the beauty of it. Extend your network, very, very important. We're here for this new cultures. You actually learn a lot of things. People, I know many would like to apply for Chevening, for maybe Mandela or Washington Fellowship and others. The first key thing there actually is that what have you learned from other people? How do you sit down? How do you even expand your horizon with social cultural background? And you learn a lot. The last thing, help others and reflect on what you have learned. And one key thing about learning is that the more you share what you have done, the more that you know that you have not done anything, that people have done a lot. So when you humble yourself to actually share and reflect, you actually know that people have done a lot. So come, let's collaborate. Maybe you actually share that I've applied for maybe Chivin and you have failed. Someone have applied once, I have got it. So you can actually chat up and also know what is happening. So thank you so much, Nafisa, for reflecting on what you have key learned for this. I don't know if we have anyone, but with the absence of anyone, okay, Adidu, Daniel, please go on to share what you wanted to share.
Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, although, can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Thank you very much. I joined in late because I'm a pharmacist. I work with the multinational organizations, and I'm also doing my MSc in University of Ibadan. I get in fact, what you are saying is liking to me because this year, from the beginning of this year, I have been pushing to publish a paper. In fact, I joined a research hub, but unfortunately, I couldn't publish anyone because combining the research writing and then with my work and with the MSc is quite hectic, and I would have loved to even get at least a paper because after the MSc, although working towards the MSc, my paper will be published eventually, but I hope to go for PhD, like the scholarship you are just talking about, which I've been searching. And without at least a sound knowledge of research, writing, and publication, it will be quite difficult because we'll be competing with people from other world who have done so much on that. So that aspect of collaboration, although I joined the group not quite long, if I can also find one or two group within the AuthorAID research hub to join and then collaborate and then publish a paper eventually, it will help. So that if I told myself that the same way I live, because somebody said one of the best definition of insanity is when you do the same thing and then you expect a different result. So I wouldn't want to do the same thing that I've done this year, coupled with the fact that the work is taking me off, from the state and then moving around and then plus my MSc. I really want to, have that publication. So I am also of that, soliciting for that collaboration. And if there is anybody who can do that, I'm available, and I can put in my best to make sure that the goal is achieved. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Very important, and thank you for sharing your reflection with us. And also, I'm very happy that you opened the floor for us around the resolutions for 2023. Basically, it's actually a good thing. This actually brought us around what are our scholarly resolutions for 2023. I actually saw this. Basically the graphic designer didn't put the resolution well, but it was actually intentional for me here, because one of the key things I actually would like to do is actually change those my biggest misses that I've done to actually change. So one of the key things I would like to do is that I will change some of my resolutions to actually resolution this year. So that's basically one. And also one of the key goals I would like to do is actually cement on those key things I've actually done in last year to actually build on an expertise to actually broaden those key things. I've actually learned how to write, so it's actually for me to actually publish more. It's actually for me to gain more collaborations. I'm open, and for one key thing I would like to tell you, I'm not good at risk. I'm not good really, but I can assure you that one of the key things we actually feel is actually focus or interest. We actually doesn't know what we want. As a public health specialist, I know my interest is actually looking around policy, health policy. So sometimes I actually look around those key opportunities, not looking around, maybe I'm looking around health communication, MIE, you understand? So it's actually one key thing to know your focus and what it is. So that focus really guide you. What is really needed in that your focus? What is really the education needed? Because I'm actually looking around public health, you don't expect me to go for as a pharmacist to go for MSc, maybe pharmacognosy or pharmacology. It actually doesn't deal with what I am. Even if I do those masters, it actually doesn't reflect on my career plan, because no one will accept that in case of that. So the one key thing I'll do is that I am trying to make sure I actually cement those key ideas and also have a specific goals toward those key plans, and maybe toward my postgraduate education also. Just I can see we have less than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. I would like to also hear from some key people what are their scholarly resolutions, so that actually we can close up and also talk around. And also, before I forgot, I think the AuthorAID and INAPS are trying to bring around what they call the mentorship program, although it's up, but basically they are trying to improve it. So anticipate more of a collaboration. You can actually share what are you interested. Are you trying to mentee people? Yeah, are you trying to get mentees? Are you trying to mentor? Are you trying to get a mentor? So those are key things that will actually guide our year to get those reflections. And thank you so much, AuthorAID, for everything you do for us so that we'll actually do that. And also, when you have some feedback, you can send it to me, to everyone that you know at AuthorAID, that you know that is close to the management, so that it can actually reflect on that. And so for some countries have local chapters. For Nigeria, if you want to join, there are local chapters so that you can actually get people closer to you to do that. And also congratulations to the Nigerian chapter. I can remember they actually have an event which they actually brought about a lot of people. And basically it's actually a key idea. And I actually imbibe a lot of countries to actually break that focus to bring AuthorAID close to the community. Is actually very, very important and actually very helpful. Basically 2 or 3 people can share their resolution. What do they need? Maybe it can help people to get motivated for that. So let's do that sharply. I know it will take 30 seconds to do that. So anyone? Or since we don't have time, we can actually skip that. Everyone has a resolution for 2023.
Maybe I'll share.
Are you going, Ashta? Maybe you can give us your own.
Okay, so my scholarly resolutions for 2023, the first one would be to learn research methodologies well. As an undergraduate student, I'm also undergraduate student of public health. I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and I think I need to accelerate that pace. Also, about time management and the time that I spend doing other works and not focusing on the mental health well-being, including but not limited to daily exercise, moments, doing things I love. I'm trying to improve that aspect as well, and not overburdening myself with a lot of resolutions, of course. So yes, and sorry about the graphics. I sometimes get lost designing the spellings, the buzzes. So
Thank you so much, Ashta. I can remember you actually designed this, so you're trying to reflect on the on the mistake you had. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you so much. Do we have anyone who would like to share? Is there anyone, Ashta? Okay, I can see 2 participants raised hands. Paul, can you go on, and Francisca, then we move on. Let's try to be smart.
Yeah, my resolutions for next 2023 is to publish more papers in high impact journals, and at least to win some grants, and also to present some papers. Meanwhile, I've started receiving some invitations, which one of my abstract has been accepted for presentation in April in Rome, Italy. Then, sorry, now I will be able to do more researches next year than I've done this year. Then I've only written 1 chapter in eTech Open, and I want to write more chapters and work on my textbooks too, so that my work could be online in Amazon. And that has been my plans for next year. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Paul. You have actually shared a lot of things to us, and we hope and we pray God actualize those your dreams and those of your resolutions to 2023. Do we have anyone, or we move around, because I can see we are actually out of time? Do we have? Okay, none. Basically to just share some also. Let's share. Just trying to. Okay. Some key takeaways I was actually bringing about is actually welcome failures and be intentional, put yourself first, be decisive and focused, practice effective communications, explore development opportunities, and be happy. I can see I have tried as much to actually reflect on some key things that were raised in this call as part of the key takeaways. Welcoming failures as part of your resilience plan. Be intentional because nothing comes easy, and put yourself first because you actually need to tell yourself, yes, I'm actually needed. I need to set up this thing. Be decisive, very important, because you need to take that decision that is taking you down. Very important. Be focused, very important also. Effective communication is actually reiterated several times because you can't actually get those opportunities without you communicating that you need them. They actually, there are a lot of development opportunities. We can see people, even a low middle income country, trying to get them, and you should be happy always, and also take those opportunities, especially some key opportunities from AuthorAID. The simple conclusion I actually bring about that I know someone has bring about it, Nafisa have actually said it, but it's actually from John Quincy, saying that if your action inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, and you should be you are actually a leader. And also simple acts brings big impact. So you don't know how much small your small act have actually impacted. Maybe your actually research that you have published have helped your country or even the international community to make guidelines, have actually helped some key people to actually change their way of life. You don't know, maybe the course you have taken have actually taken you to that job, closer to that job you needed. You don't know, maybe collaborating with others can actually bring that your dream of publishing. There's a lot of things that you think that are very simple, that are very vital, that are very small or minute, that have actually changed your life, that have very big impact for your life. And at this time, I will actually thank AuthorAID for bringing us to this platform. This is actually igniter that will actually ignite the passion for all of us to actually start simple and present a big impact. So thank you so much, Inaps. I don't know, maybe do we have anything to bring about? Maybe Ashta should give us the closing.
Yes, thank you so much, Yusuf, for hosting the session. It was really informative and just like a very informal networking event that we have been picturing. So I'd also like to thank everybody for joining in. Please join our Google group. I will be I'll give the links to our social media sites. Please join us and please stay in touch. Can I take the picture before ending the session?
Yeah. Oh
So,
yeah.
yes.
So this is actually for people who like to collaborate. This is my LinkedIn, Twitter, social media, but I'll switch up so that we can actually take a picture. So please open your video, smile.
Mhm. Yusuf, would you mind ending the slide? Stopping the screen. Sure.
Oh yeah, stop sharing. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. Please smile, everyone. I'll take the picture now. So yes. Some people are still opening their camera. So once again, please smile. Okay. Thank you so much for joining in. Please stay connected with us in other social media platforms. And also, New Year is around the way. So happy New Year and have a very great year 2023 and holidays. Thank you. Thank you, Yusuf, and everybody else.
Same to you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.